You know what's the saddest part about women's sexual liberation, to me at least? It's this feeling of unworthiness that has been long standing within the culture. And when I say the culture, I mean just in society standards of how youthfulness, like looking youthful, that's why so many people get so many different surgeries, tightening skin, lifting breasts, etc., etc. Um, even LASIK, I mean, not LASIK, laser hair removal because we don't want to have hair on our body, even though that is a natural part of being human. Um, Women are not allowed to grow old. Women are not allowed to experience the beauty of growth, the constant hair dyeing, all of that stuff just really reflects this standard or this idea of beauty. It attaches worthiness to youth for women, while men are allowed to grow old. When men are allowed to, sag, are allowed to grow bellies and stuff like that and still be desirable. But when women, you know, start to do any of those things, we're no longer valued. Shit, at 35, we're considered geriatric according to medical terminology. And so I think that is one of the biggest disconnects with women and their sexuality and sensuality. I think our attachment and our relationship to youth is what really hinders us from really learning our body and accepting the changes that come with our body. And instead of just conforming to it, instead we reject it. And that's where there's a huge conflict there within ourselves, within our confidence, within our, yeah. So the biggest thing for me is to normalize just being you. Just normalize hair. Starting there. Let's start there. Like, I stopped getting waxes about 2 years ago. And I rarely shave. I only shave when it gets too long for me. I do shave. I am a grown woman. I don't have to. I don't have to do that. I accept the fact that I grow hair in different areas. I shave when I fucking want to. You feel me? And the concept of waxing and shaving your vulva is honestly rooted in the guise of men, like the way that they wanted, you know, us to remain youthful, having that bald coochie. um, it aligns you with youthfulness and worthiness, cleanliness, which is crazy because the vagina itself is a self-cleaning system, organ. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? The only way that your vagina will be unhealthy or have a smell, because I hate it when people lie and say hair creates smell. No, it does not. The only way that it will smell is depending on what you eat and what or who you let inside of you. Someone could be throwing your pH off or something, depending on the condom. Sometimes certain condoms don't mesh with our body chemistry well. Sometimes, some people don't clean their toys that they're using on themselves, and you're supposed to clean those every time. Just different factors like that. But as far as that has nothing to do with, you can clean it all day. And then the products that you use too. Like, you should not be using anything that has a whole bunch of scent in it down there. We can get into all of that in a different post. But back to waxing and shit. That was all created just because some men made it seem as if hair was just undesirable. And honestly, I would dare say that it probably were some PDFs, some pedophiles, that said that hair, or that chose baldness down there, um, because they were infatuated with the look of a child's, and so then, not saying that men of today look at women's, vagina or vulvas and think, oh, I want it to be bald because it reminds me of a child. No, it's become so normalized now that women have been shaving and waxing to become bald. Now it's this beauty standard that is now expected. So a lot of men prefer it because that is what we always see, especially look at porn. You you I mean, porn is the worst depiction of sexual education on any type of level, whether it is talking about, if you want to talk about like positions, roles in the bedroom. There are some that are great, of course, like some that are actually educational and show different types of bodies and show women in different lights and not just laying on their backs or not just being completely submissive to whatever the man wants. So, yes, those do exist, but if we're talking about the history of pornography and how it's always been for the male gaze, sorry, I got a text message. The male gaze, you feel me? We will have to dig a little deeper into that subject because that honestly was a big impact on how people view women sexually. It's where a lot of us learn how to have sex and all of that. So I just thought that it needed to be said that your vulva is unique to you. There are many vulvas that probably look like yours. You don't have to get a plastic surgery in order to tighten it. It doesn't make it feel any better. It doesn't make it feel any different to him. Trust me, the outer and inner lips are not going to affect how your vagina feels. Our vaginas are going to naturally change over time, because as we get older, that's just what it's going to do. And there's nothing that you can do about it. And you should just accept it. Honestly, do what you want to do. But I'm just trying to tell you, you don't have to do it for nobody else. Um, so yeah, just love on yourself and start just noticing the little things that you do for vanity. Are they really rooted that in it being something that is just naturally you and your style, or is it rooted in some type of misogynistic trope that should be dismantled at the end of the day? Like, what is it rooted in? So, yeah.